What's up, everyone? Kaiju nerds and nerdettes. This is ZillaFan98's review on Godzilla 2014. What a failure. You know, I didn't find this Godzilla movie the best one. I find it the worst Godzilla movie ever to exist. Worse than 98. No, I count this as the event that is 98. Because, I'll tell you this, what gets you to go see a movie? The main character that's name is on the title? A movie that main character is barely in it? Or a movie that main character isn't even there, barely? This movie is just terrible in every single way. Released back in 2014 by a newcomer director, Gareth Edwards. This was supposed to celebrate 60 years of Godzilla. 60 years and celebrate it with a disappointment. I'll tell you this, I prefer to have nothing over this. I went to go see this on the opening night and I saw like, wow, this movie's cool. And then rewatched it on DVD. I was like, wow, this is disappointing. Man, 2 Gareth Edwards movies in a row. But Godzilla 2014 is not the best Godzilla movie. If you're a newcomer, I recommend the original, 98, Final Wars, Godzilla 85, Shin Godzilla, and the Millennium Godzilla movies. Those are the movies I will recommend. This, I can't. People that are jumping into Godzilla, this is their first Godzilla movie, and they don't like it. Now, why don't we get to the negatives first? Before I get to the positive. The negative thing about this movie, Godzilla's barely in it. The Mutos look stupid. The human drama's terrible. It's like, what? Now, during this film production, I remember how much they kept teasing the fans. Back in 2010. Oh, well, we have t-shirts out and we're getting ready to do a Godzilla movie. Oh, that's great. What year will it come out? 2012. Oh, boy. 2012 roll around. Oh, we just got the script done. And then you had a rewrite. And then rewrite. There were so many people that kept rewriting it. This kind of shows it. And the other disappointing thing about this movie is the Mutos. They're not barely interesting. If they are very interesting, they look like Cloverfield. Seriously. I don't find it good. I find it terrible, boring. Believe me, when a movie is boring and your main characters are not even in the film, then congratulations, you made a disappointment movie. I thought this would have been the best Godzilla movie. It would have made people that used to pick on me about this into like, wow, I can understand why you love Godzilla. They can understand about the fights, but they can't understand. They can't understand it at all. Now, this movie has the human drama, which wasn't built right. I read the novelization of the book, and I'm gonna quote this. This is what nature does. We humans came in and raped it. This is actually from the book, the novelization. We came in and raped the holes. And this is what the baby will look like. I will say that it's a good idea to show how science and how technology and everything is nowadays. And then show Mother Nature tossing something big out there. But this, I just want to see a movie. I just want to see a movie. Didn't we learn that in 1954? You know, a lot of people were scared about this movie, like, I'm going to quote from Monstrosity's video, where he was talking about, like, well, they're going to probably throw in, like, terrorism bad, nuclear warfare bad, and everything like that. I literally think that is disappointing. I think this should have been a better Godzilla movie. Now, the reason why I did a review this late is because Skull Island's coming up soon, and I want to do a review on that. I was thinking about putting these two together, but nah. That's the other bad thing about it. But this movie, as it ages, it's not good. It's been 3 years since this movie's been out, and it's terrible. Seriously terrible. I would rather see Godzilla Final Wars again put back in theater. Well, actually, see Final Wars put in theaters. This is not how you bring Godzilla back from a 10-year hiatus. Now, the other thing I hate about this movie was during the production cycle. Now, during the cycle, it was that, like, oh, whenever little information kept coming out, they took it down. Like, the Comic-Con trailer, oh, well, that had nothing to do with the movie. It was just test reel. Test reel did not really impress me at all, and I was worried. The first giant WTF to me was the roar. I didn't like it, but then now I got used to it. This Godzilla doesn't make me remember why I became a fan in the first place, but Shin Godzilla made me remember. I just wish this was the Godzilla movie I was hoping for. Shin Godzilla was, this wasn't. Now the title, I hated what they just did. Called it Godzilla. Why couldn't they call it, like, Gojira? Or, yeah, Gojira. Just to make it, like, here's our take on that name. And just calling it Godzilla, which one are you talking about? The original? The 1984 version? Godzilla from 98? Which one? I don't know, but they're doing the same thing again with a sequel, Godzilla King of the Monsters. Don't you dare bring that name into this movie. Because, want to know the best thing about King of the Monsters, the original? Was that it was entertainable. This isn't. Godzilla 2014 is just a boring movie. I literally think that this should have been a better film. And after seeing this, I don't want to see it ever again. And after the terrifying events of the first film, I literally think this should have been just a setup for what they're going to do. But it felt like it was also not setting itself up for a sequel. So, yeah, that's the negative side. And starting it off with the good side is that Godzilla looks like Godzilla. At least they try to make it look like that he was made out of lava. Like, the rock formation on his body, gave him abs. In this one I actually like seeing that his muscles kind of move when he roars. But, okay, what other good things? Bryan Cranston and, jeez, I don't remember that Asian actor now. But, the guy who plays as Dr. Serizawa, which, I don't know why they had to pull that movie out of or that name out of nowhere, because that's the name that was also used in the original. But, the best thing was that this was the largest Godzilla at the time, until now. Now it's just a battle of who has the biggest Godzilla. But this movie had references to the other monsters, like the foreshadowing of the Mutos. I actually thought it was like a reference to Rodan. Probably like Amanda / King Ghidorah head at one part. Mothra on the tank. Or on the like an aquarium for the moths. And it's just that when they had that stuff in it, it was like, I can understand that they were playing this movie safe. Because, like, this is really our first take on a real Godzilla movie, so why don't we keep it like that? But, it was okay. The soundtrack was terrible. It was just terrible. But, the Halo jump scene, Now that's the soundtrack I can listen to for hours. It's creepy, ominous, it fits. And it fits with Godzilla. If you don't know what the song is called, it's from 2001 Space Odyssey. And I'm so glad Gareth Edwards put that in the movie. Now, what do I think about the future of this movie? Because since there's not really a lot to talk about from this, I think the future of this movie series is that, well, since Gareth Edwards walked off, is that it's in good hands. Because I forget the guy's name. The new director for the sequel, and probably Kong vs. Godzilla, is that this is going to be setting up a cinematic universe, and I'm glad to see that we're going to get these kind of movies, but I want to see them good. But the best thing is too, the next director, he doesn't like CG that much. He only uses it when it's necessary. So I'm like, okay, Godzilla is in good hands right now. This person likes to go physical, you know. He doesn't like to go with all this crap digitally fights, you know. But that's good. That's really good. Also, Gareth Edwards, he had to leave because I'm guessing after Rogue One, he's like, I want to do original movies from now on. And I will say, I don't like Gareth Edwards as a director, but hearing that he wants to go back and make new ideas, I'm going to say I actually want to see Gareth Edwards movies from now on. Because even though I hate his work, but it's great to see that this man is coming out of nowhere and coming up with new ideas and getting Hollywood hey, let's look at his ideas. Well, there's not really much to talk about the future of this because already one thing I was about to say already happened. When they first announced this, I was like, man, in case if this movie bombs or swims, whatever you want to say, Toho is going to come back with theirs. And just to prove it that they weren't going to do it, they destroyed the old pool. And later in the year, and they're like, well, let's come back with another Godzilla movie. You know. And guess what happened? Another Godzilla movie. But the best thing is that this proves that Godzilla is not dead. He went away for a while, comes back, ready to go again. Even though this was terrible, I'm not giving it a pass just because, it was the first American Godzilla movie. No. I'll give it a pass for that at least it was made by fans, for fans. But the sad thing is that if Legendary renews the licenses, which I know they're going to end up doing it, we're going to have endless Godzilla movies. But it's great to see that they're using the rights carefully right now. Because with Kong Skull Island coming up, we don't know what's going to be happening. Or what's going to happen for that movie. But we know it's going to be a prequel to this movie. And it's going to be a prequel to Kong vs. Godzilla when that comes out in 2020. We're just 3 years away and we're getting ready to hit into another chapter in this series. And it took 3 years for that. The sequel was originally going to come out in 2018 on June 8th. I think it was the 8th. But then they had to delay it to March 29th of 2019 just because Gareth Edwards walked. But hey, at least Toho came back with their own Godzilla, so we know the series is not completely gone. I'm thinking that after this, Toho and Legendary and Warner Brothers, whoever here in America has the rights, I sense Godzilla coming back again. His resurrection, his resurgence, whatever you want to say, that he brought the genre back again. And it's great to see that monster movies are happening at the same time. Alright. Also, what did this movie cause? Well, it caused Gamera to come back. It caused Kong to come back. I was making a joke with my friends. I said, like, heck, maybe Cloverfield will come back. I was making a joke, everyone. I literally meant it. I was making a joke at that time. Pacific Rim 2 might happen? Oh, wait, it's happening. I even made that joke too, and I was like, Pacific Rim 2. Man, I should predict more. Yeah, I should. But we know right now that Godzilla 2 is in development right now, so they're writing the script. They're gonna either start filming this year or next year. I don't know when they're gonna start filming, but it looks like Pacific Rim 2 will happen next year instead, because they're filming right now. So that's it. Legendary Godzilla series, or Godzilla and Kong, heck, maybe Pacific Rim into this, is probably gonna happen. Now, before the Kong review, when Kong Skull Island comes out, I just want to say I'm already pumped up for it. When they announced the Kong movie, I was excited because I have never seen a King Kong movie in theaters. This will be my first one. But, sorry if I kept you here for a while, describing what I think, for past, like, 10 minutes or so. So, I'm gonna let you guys go. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and like. And I'll see you guys later for the next review.